Welcome, everyone. This is Brother Doug. I'm with my sister Shoshana. She's with our brother Dennis, who is with her at her home today. And our sister Sally is also joining us today, and our sister Marissa Brown. So we are the Waking by Yahuwah Fellowship Group in Yahuwah Almighty and Yahushua Messiah. We are going to be continuing our weekly Torah study for the week of Tabernacles, and we're going to continue now in Genesis, also known as Bereshith, chapter 15, and I'll start us off here. It says here, after these things, the word of Yahuwah came to Abraham in prophecy. So the main difference here is in prophecy. Most of them will say the word of Yahuwah came to Abram, but it doesn't say in prophecy in the Masoretic or the Septuagint. So that's kind of interesting because Revelation says that Yahusha is the spirit of prophecy. So that's kind of interesting. So it said the word of Yahuwah came to Abram in prophecy, saying, "Fear not, Abram. My word, Memra, shall be your strength." Interesting. And your exceeding great reward. So the word of Yahuwah shall be his strength and exceedingly great reward. Very interesting. That's pretty different. And Abram said, Yahuwah Elohim, what will you give me? And I go without a child. Now, I think Shoshana was maybe trying to let me know that my shared screen wasn't working, possibly. Or I think, let me just make sure. Let me make sure it's working.
No, I think it was working. Why do you think I was trying to do that? I wasn't making faces at you, was I?
No. I just thought you were trying to let me know that my screen share was screwing up again or something, because sometimes that happens.
No, if it did, I think I would have said something.
All right, just checking. It says, Abram said, Yahuwah Elohim, what will you give me? And I go without a child, and this son of business Bar Fargama, who is in my house, is basically the heir of Eleazar of Damascus. And Abram said, Behold, you have not given me a child, and behold, the son of my house is my heir. And lo, the word of Yahuwah, which according to the Aramaic word of that would be pith gamma, I guess means the word. So the word of Yahuwah was with him, saying, This shall not be your heir, but a son whom you shall beget will be your heir. Basically meaning that his heir will be the one that comes from his loins. And he led him without and said, Behold now. Let me just make sure. He led him without and said, Behold now, the heavens and the number of number the stars, if you are able to number them. And he said to them, So will your sons be. And he believed in the word of Yahuwah, and he reckoned it to him unto righteousness. And he said to him, I am Yahuwah who brought you from Ur of the Chaldees, or Ur of the Kasday, to give you this land to inherit it. And he said, Yahuwah Elohim, by what may I know that I shall inherit it? And he said to him, Bring me 3 calves and 3 goats and 3 rams and a turtle dove and the young of a pigeon. And he brought before him all these, and he divided them equally and set a division against his fellow, but the birds he did not divide. And the fowl descended upon the divisions, and Abram drove them away. And it was sunset. Now that's interesting that all this is happening at sunset. And sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, Knowing you shall know that your sons will be sojourners or aliens in a land not theirs, and they will serve among them, and they will afflict them 400 years, and the people whom they will serve I will judge, and go forth with much substance, and you shall be gathered to your fathers in peace, and shall be buried into old age, and in the fourth age or generation they will return here, because not complete is the guilt of the Amorites. Now what's interesting is it makes it a little bit more specific in the Septuagint, in the Masoretic text in this verse here. It will say the sins of the Amorites is not its full yet. I kind of like it better, actually, in the Masoretic text, the way they word that, rather than guilt. And it was at the going away of the sun, and there was darkness, and behold, a furnace that burned, and a flame of fire which passed between two divisions. In that day Yahuwah compacted with Abram a covenant, saying, to your sons I will give this land, from the river of Mitzrayim unto the great river of Farat, the Shalmei, and the Canaanite, and the Cadmonite, and the Hittite, the Pharisite, the Giberai, which I guess is Gibeonite, Amorite, and then it goes on to say, so Canaanite, and the Girgashite. Let me just see the last verse in the Masoretic text, how it reads, because that's a little weird the way they're naming those tribes. Okay, let me see here. So, and also that nation whom they will serve, I will judge. Okay, let's see here. It says, here we go. Verse 20 to 21. And the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Rephaims, which that's another tribe of giants, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Girgashites, and the Jebusites. Okay, a little bit better there. All right. The Kenites, okay, and the Kenizzites, and the Cadmonites. Wow. That's a lot of ites. So those are all of those tribes that they're supposed to take the land from, basically, dispossess them later on as we read in the Torah. So this is the covenant that Yahuwah gives with Abram, and he lets him know, your son will be your heir. Don't worry, the son of Damascus is not, the son of Eleazar of Damascus is not going to inherit, basically, you know, what Abram has. That's what his worry was. He didn't have a son yet. His worry was, you know, he wasn't going to have an heir at all. So this is a very interesting, short little chapter, but there's a lot in it. You have Yahusha being mentioned a little bit more in the Aramaic, you know, that Yahusha was actually speaking to Abram and giving him this covenant, technically. The word of Yahuwah is mentioned at least twice in this chapter, speaking to Abram. So, very interesting. I don't know if anyone has anything else to add, since we got a couple minutes before we'll have to start a part 2. Sally, anything? I noticed I had you muted. Do you have anything to add?
No, that's all right. Thank you, though.
Okay. Marissa, I noticed you have yourself muted. If you want to add anything, you can press the raise hand button from the app. I see you're in the app. Or, you know, just message here and let me know if you want to say something. Okay. All right. I guess that'll be it for part 1 right now. We'll briefly have an intermission and come back on. We'll be doing chapter 16 very shortly. Please stay tuned, y'all. Thank you for joining us so far. So that was Genesis 15 of our Torah weekly study for the week of Tabernacles. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be right back. Shalom.
Shalom.